You got married recently, didn't you?
I did. Correct.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
How many suppliers and vendors did you go through
Good question.
in order to get one wedding up and running in Australia?
Okay, so the wedding venue, we looked at probably, I'd say we inquired with about a dozen online, and we went and saw.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I thought, well, I don't know. I feel like I didn't think it was. Yeah. But we then went and saw two, and the first one we saw was on a beach. The second one we saw was more of a garden estate type venue. And the decision was, okay, do we want a garden or do we want a beach? And we said, we're at the beach pretty often, so let's go and do the garden one. So we ended up doing that, and we decided, okay, we're going to do it at a garden. So anyway, we found a place which looked good, wasn't too far from home, easy for guests to get to. So we said, let's go and have a look. Let's go and chat to them. They did one thing, which I think would be interesting to you, Charles, because they did one thing in the initial conversation when we sat down and had a chat about, what are we looking for? What kind of day are we envisaging? That kind of thing. What's the picture in our heads? They did something which is very interesting around persuasion that the other venue that we saw didn't do. They gave us a bottle of champagne as a congratulations.
Oh, that's off the bat. Like you haven't paid them anything.
Haven't paid them a cent.
Wow.
The only thing we paid them was a visit. That was it.
Wow.
So we rocked up, had a chat, sat down, and they said, congratulations, here is a bottle of champagne for you to take. And
the feel-good vibes will be off the charts at that point in time.
Off the charts. And I know, listening to a few people speak about persuasion and that kind of thing, that the law of reciprocity
you feel obligated.
Either subconsciously at play or consciously.
That's kind of unfair, to be honest. I mean, if you go into a venue thinking of making a purchase and they give you an extravagant gift, that's cheating in a way.
Well, in a way it is, or in a way it's good marketing and good business. And obviously, at the same time, the price was good. The people were great. The people that we were dealing with were fantastic. They were very, very welcoming, very kind, very, very genuine. Family business, communicative. There you go. Family business, long-running family business, and ticked a lot of boxes. But at the same time, we didn't even look at another venue. That was it. So we saw the one at the beach, then we went to the one at the estate, and we said, that's it.
Minus the bottle of champagne. From a purely customer service, were they at that stage even, Stephen, or was it the bottle of champagne that pushed it over the edge?
I don't think it pushed it over the edge, but it certainly helped stop us look at other alternatives. Mm-hmm. Because, we looked at the beach venue first, and then we looked at the estate or garden venue second. And at that point, the decision was, okay, garden or beach? And we said garden, but then I think just the way that they welcomed us and the way that they were patient, they listened. They weren't just talking over the top of us. They weren't just trying to sell. It's more about, hey, we get it. We understand that this is a stressful period of time for you. And it's also an exciting period of time. And, everything that they did, it just stopped us. That's it. We're done.
Did they ask any so-called strategically placed questions? Because it is a thing in the sales world where you go, oh, this is a strategic question. If I ask that, and I simply need to sit back and I listen, and then normally it would just kind of sell itself type of thing. Did you feel there was a strategic question there?
I didn't feel it, but that doesn't mean that there wasn't one, two, or three. Yeah. So they may have been asking questions based on experience. They know that, these are the answers that our best types of clients will say, and these are the answers that the ones that are probably not going to go with us will say. So there were probably some of those in there, but I certainly didn't feel it, which certainly helps in the decision making, because you can smell, as I say, you can smell commission breath a mile away. Yeah.
So that was one supplier. And then how many others? So there were the catering, venue took care of that? Or
venue took care of that. Yep.
Okay. And then there would be photographers.
Yep.
There would be limousines potentially.
Yep. That as well.
Potentially. Yep. What else would there be?
And there's also music acts, a couple of different music acts. So we had an acoustic performer there as well as a DJ. So split that up. Both of them, I would say, we're rushing to get this done. So in terms of our research, it was more about who appears first. Google, second, third.
I'll stop you there. With the research, what tool do you use? I think our audience would love to know that.
Well, Google and Instagram, the two.
Google.
And then also talking to other people. Didn't use AI.
Would you have used AI?
Probably now I would. Yeah. Probably now because of how good Claude is. I probably we definitely would have asked some questions around, not around specific vendors, but how do you do this, or what should we do about this? Not around specific vendors, but now I probably would, yeah. But yeah, in terms of, I suppose, from a business perspective, I was looking, because we're in a bit of a rush, we left things quite late. I was looking on the first page of Google, going and inquiring with them, and quite often I'd get knocked back. because they were already booked. So I thought, okay, we'll go to second and third page of Google, go further back, just keep going until you. So I stopped looking for, what music sounds good. I'm going to find someone that says they're available first. Then I'm going to dive into their music and figure out, do I like them or don't I? So I sent out a whole bunch of inquiries for that. And I actually think there's quite a lot of first page Googlers that are actually just passing the leads on, particularly with the photography.
Yes.
So using it as just a channel, business development channel.
There's a terminology for it. What's it called again? It's an entire industry where people get links because they're on first page of Google and
affiliate
marketing.
Yeah,
Yes.
affiliate marketing, and they would have, joint venture deals. And so what could happen is, let's just say this photographer costs $10,000 for the day. They might get 20 inquiries. They can only book one in and do one. But why not make $1,000 each time you refer off to one of your other recommended vendors? Yeah. All of a sudden, your $10,000 day becomes a 20, and you've only done half the work.
The internet is filled with affiliate marketing. I mean, the other day, I was searching just for basketball recommendations, anything along those lines. And then they're just filled with affiliates. And because it says, here's a review and you want to purchase it, click here. And then it takes you to Amazon. Amazon seems to be dominating the space, and Temu for that matter. And you just realize none of these reviews are organic reviews. They really tried the product, like the product. It's all a matter of whoever gave them the largest kickback and largest sponsorship. It's kind of ruined the internet experience. I could kind of see why people are wanting to turn to AI to do searching, just because there's an alternate way to search.
Yeah. I think, authenticity in reviews, I definitely question them more today than I would have, say, 5 years ago. Why can't you go on Amazon as the seller, but then acting as a buyer, purchase the product 5 times under different accounts and give it a 5-star review? Why can't you do that?
Yeah. Absolutely. Reviews are very nasty. This is side topicing. It's a nasty industry. I've heard that, call center scams in general. Call center scams, they moved on. Instead of merely calling up people to scam them, they have been bombarding small businesses or medium-sized businesses with 1-star or 0-star reviews where possible. And they will go hundreds and hundreds of these reviews, and then they'll contact these companies and say, I just gave you a couple hundred bad reviews. If you want me to take them down, pay me this amount of money. And you can imagine, as a small business, you're held hostage, especially if you're in the food and beverage one. Imagine you open up a restaurant and you get a review and you say, 1 stars, a couple 100,000. They have no choice but to pay. And it's awful. The platforms are not transparent enough to have owners call them up and say, hey, this has happened. Please help. A very quick word. My name is Charles. I run an agency called Cubic Promote. We are the leading supplier of promotional products and uniforms in Australia and also in New Zealand. We supply to 3,000 organizations on any given year. If you're looking for a reliable partner to supply you with merchandise for your office or uniforms for your organization, trust us, Cubic Promote. And now, back to the show.
Yeah, how do you get rid of a bad Google review if it's come from a random that you don't know anything about? There's a law firm that I was chatting to a few years ago, and they were saying that they thought one of their bad reviews was from a competitor. And on a hunch, they sent them a legal letter, and all of a sudden the Google review
really
vanished. Yeah.
Wow.
Which is interesting. And then there was another law firm that they had a very popular social media influencer working as one of their lawyers. She was a lawyer and then decided to create a channel that took off.
Yeah.
And she posted something that, 20 years ago you wouldn't consider as anything controversial, but there's certain sectors of society that now would consider it controversial. It was something very, very tame, right? And all of a sudden her law firm started getting bang, 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 all these horrible Google reviews about her.
Yeah.
They then started picking up the phone and death threatening over the phone. Yeah. It's just very nasty.
So there's another terminology. I think that's called doxing, internet doxing, where the person's details or where they work, where they live, their phone numbers are revealed on the internet, and they get contacted and on the receiving end of hate, essentially.
Yeah, it's awful. It's very awful. But it's amazing what the internet can do these days.
It is.
People with the power. Charles, what's been happening in your world? What's the latest?
Let's see what else I've got here.
Time. Now's probably a good time check. 11:50.
But way over.
When you get me on a roll, or when I get you on a roll, or when I get on a roll, or when you get on a roll,
Well, how about this? We go last topic. Did you want to go, or do you want me to go?
No, you go.
No. My last topic is on snippets. I'm happy for you to do your thing if you have something more interesting.
Well, I was gonna talk about my rules of business development. It's one of my quotes. Do you want me to do it?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
I'll introduce you. Show me some other quotes that you've come across this week.
So this one, I've had it for a while, but I stick to it. And it is, every day without fail, make offers at scale.
Every day without fail, make offers at scale. So elaborate.
So what that means is, so when you're in business development, you're trying to grow your business. And what it means is promoting your business and what problems that your business can solve, and doing that every day, making sure there is an offer there at scale every single day to a wide audience of potential customers. Now, to me, that's mandatory in all the businesses that I work with, because you've got to be in the market. You've got to be in the market, and all the businesses that I work with are trying to grow. And you've either got, there's two ways to do it. Obviously, you've either got a big following on social media already, and you make offers through there, and they can be very covert offers, very, very gentle, or you can go about it in terms of paid advertising. So having ads running every single day that are making offers, and whether that is a direct to purchase, or whether it's a free offer for more information, might be a special PDF report that you've created, have something out there in the market and have an activity that's running every single day. And if you can do it at scale, it's ideal. So you don't have to touch it.
And I'll add to that one, which is you want to do that, but you want to do that on every single platform and avenue possible. If you have a slot to speak publicly, take that spot.
Yep.
But at the same time, you need to run the AdWords. And at the same time, you need to run the social media. And at the same time, you need to make the phone calls. So everything needs to happen at the same time.
A lot of irons in the fire.
It's a lot different marketing nowadays because of the sheer volume of fragmentation. Long gone are the days where I could simply rely on my business to grow consistently based on word of mouth.
Yep.
You need word of mouth and a few other things.
100%.
Long gone are the days of, as long as I do well in my business, everything will take care of itself. No, you need that and the ends keep on adding up. There's always something new. AI wasn't a thing a couple of years ago. Going back more than a couple of years ago, TikTok wasn't a thing a couple of years ago. And you might be thinking these are just over the night type of forums or platforms. They're not.
That's right.
They're not.
Exactly.
Reddit is not a small platform. Like most people may or may not have, most people may not have heard of Reddit. It's not a small.
It's enormous. It will rank so high on Google. Every time you put a question in, it's going to rank high on Google.
Even if it doesn't rank high, the sheer volume of users that just enjoy using it organically.
Yeah.
I don't have the numbers in front of me, but it is worth investing.
Off the chart. I think it was Dan Kennedy that said, do you think Dr. Phil is the best psychologist in the world? Do you think he's the best? It's not just about being the best at what you do.
I think it's the best showman.
Yeah, in his field, yeah. But, in terms of, it's not just about having a good product or a good service. It's about who knows that you've got a good product and good service.
Yeah, great point. So we'll let that end the show.
Sounds fantastic.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Charles. Thank you for your time.